and pledges to reduce economic dependence on China. Trent Murray reports.
In what is his first visit abroad since taking office in March, Chinese Premier Li Qiang is in Germany for 2 days of talks with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. The pair will hold meetings Tuesday with ministers from both Beijing and Berlin sitting down for what's being described as joint government consultations. Economic ties are high on the agenda. China is Germany's top trading partner. But the meeting also comes just 1 week after Berlin launched its long-awaited national security strategy, a document in which the German government described China as trying to achieve supremacy within Asia and use its economic strength to achieve political goals. Trent Murray, Berlin.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, looking in more detail at US Secretary of State Antony Blinken's visit to China. Both sides were very measured in their readout of the talks that have now wrapped up in Beijing, agreeing to try and stabilize a relationship that has badly gone off the rails over the last few years. It was notable that President Xi Jinping agreed to meet the Secretary of State. That wasn't guaranteed going into the talks. And while there are still substantial disagreements between Washington and Beijing on numerous issues, analyst Carla Ann Robbins with America's Council on Foreign Relations says at least this is a start.
Really, the most important thing here is that this is going to increase the chance that these two countries are talking to each other. And the other thing the Chinese want is they really want more economic contact, less diplomatic contact. So they would like to see Yellen come, the Treasury Secretary come. They'd like to see, the trade rep come, Catherine Tai. They also want a personal invitation for Xi to come to the U.S. and meet Biden during the November APEC summit. So maybe for them, this is an opening for that. It's been a really tense time, so talking's better than not talking.
Mr. Blinken described himself as clear-eyed on China and said there are still numerous areas in which the two countries vehemently disagree. President Xi said progress had been made in some specific areas that he did not enumerate and described those developments as very good. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, the U.S. Coast Guard has widened its search for a submersible that went missing during an exploration of the Titanic wreckage. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in the United States on Tuesday for a 3-day state visit. And the Chinese premier is in Germany for high-level talks as Berlin balances trade with pledges to reduce dependency. That's the latest feature story news. Julia Chapman reporting.
Good morning, it's a KCHW morning show. It's Tuesday, and today is a birthday extravaganza. We're doing here with Scott Allen, Valerie Hunter. Later on, we're going to have Sharon Ludwig, and today is Scott and Sharon's birthday.
Yes, it's going to be quite the party.
Right? Whoop, whoop. We don't have a surprise party, though. Surprise!
It's one of those days, though, that sometimes, as you get older, that you just might kind of like to forget.
Right?
Oh, Val.
Just kind of
There's no changing the fact that you're getting older. You might as well celebrate it.
You might as well celebrate it.
We're not getting out of this alive, so.
Just give me a bag of
later,
potato chips.
I want to wait for Sharon because I know she'll be appalled by the birthday card that my sister sent me. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, just throw me under the bus with Sharon.
Yes.
You're
yes.
so sweet
I want
and
her to
nice.
hear it so I can see the look on her face on the camera.
She's so sweet and nice, and now you're going to make me look bad in front of her.
Yeah. She'll know, though, I'm lying. She knows the deal. All right. And big thank you to Chuck Ritchie getting up and making this all happen. Usually on Tuesdays, I kind of run things here from Maine. But when I was visiting there a few weeks back, Sharon had said, hey, our birthdays are coming up, and I would love to be on the radio with you on your birthday. And I was like, oh, my gosh, that'd be the best present ever. So she will be joining us at some point today. We're very excited about that.
Is this not?
I want to know if it's hard for you
thing?
to give up
Sorry.
control, though, Scott. Like, letting Chuck run everything from his end.
Oh, this really, Chuck is like a dream come true. No matter how wrong that sounds. I was telling him, in fact,
Scott.
the other day, as I secretly want to lessen things I do and that type of stuff, and really, I would like to maybe just do Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I was telling Chuck, doesn't it have a nice ring to it? The Chuck Ritchie Morning Show.
There you go.
I don't know if I quite have the chops as you yet, Scott, but I'll work on it. I'll work on it.
Hey, really, as far as, and some people, the radio is a background thing. They don't really notice, but just your on-air presence, Chuck, and the way that you're delivering information, it's gotten a lot more authoritative, a lot more energy behind it, and a lot more confidence. Yay, Chuck Ritchie.
Big hand for Chuck Ritchie.
Thank you.
Chuck, and as Chuck knows, if I give out a compliment, there's going to be something after it that he needs to do better.
There's
I'll
always
save that for after the show, Chuck.
there's always
Ken
the big
Owens
but.
is with us this morning, and he says happy birthday to you, Scott.
Who, Ken?
Yeah,
Ken? Oh, that means he's going to be making fun of me.
no doubt.
All right. I'll have to keep track of that Facebook feed. All right. Don't forget, you can watch on YouTube, Facebook, or our website at kchw.org. But if you want to make fun of people or comment on things we're doing, Facebook is the spot to do that. Let's take a quick look at that weather forecast today. Back to winter. 57 for your high temperature in Chihuahua today. Rain early, then remaining cloudy with showers in the afternoon. Chance of rain today, 80%. 44 for an overnight low under mostly cloudy skies. A little bit better tomorrow, 67. All 10 degrees warmer. 45 for an overnight low, morning clouds, afternoon sun. Then mostly sunny Thursday, 76. Same deal for Friday, 82. Partly cloudy for your weekend. Looking at 81 and 85 for Saturday and Sunday. Week ahead, the following Monday, 85. So a little bit of cool weather for the next couple days, and then you're going to be back into the 70s and into the lower 80s.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about this weather. It's
So, Chuck, and Chihuahua, has it been windy? Because I swear we have not had a day without wind in a couple weeks.
it has been. It's hard to say because I live actually in town, and it's weird. There's this little pocket right in the center where like the main neighborhoods are, where there's never wind. It doesn't matter. You can go out past the Heiko, and it's 100 miles an hour, and then right here in town, nothing. It's crazy.
Nice. I'd like to have one day where the wind was calm.
There's always wind at Chuck's. I can't help myself lie.
That's true. I blame it on the dog, though.
All right. So, unfortunately, in that weather forecast with your high of 57 in the clouds, and then the clouds tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night, because you have mostly sunny afternoon and mostly sunny Thursday. Slight chance. Now, don't forget the 21st is your summer solstice, and we have a planetary alignment coming up. 3 planets and a crescent moon. You should be able to see that tomorrow night.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
That'll be cool.
That's awesome. Good morning, Wendy. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning,
Good morning,
Wendy.
Wendy.
All right. For the kids, their summer school breakfast. We're going to talk about the summer breakfast program because they got a big event coming up this week. Looking at the 20th Mini Cinny's fruit juice and their choice of milk. And then for the lunch today, it was sub sandwich, a turkey one, carrots, fresh fruit, and again, milk choice. And since we talked about that, don't forget, we'll give them a tease here. 2 days away, 22nd, the Tasty Fundraiser. Now, this is the Chihuahua Faith Resources Group raising funds for the summer food program for kids. This is a silent auction happening at the Quartzsite Brewery on Thursday between 3 and 7. This is their only fundraiser, and it's helping to provide food for kids in Chihuahua Valley and the Summit Valley School Districts. Auction with baskets and other items. And once again, that's happening at the Quartzsite Brewery. So put that on your calendar for Thursday between 3 and 7.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to save some of our birthday stuff until Sharon gets in this morning. But let's roll out our opening this morning. I wanted to start with things Dad didn't say on Father's Day.
Who's going to
Things
start that
Dad
off?
didn't say.
Okay, you want me to start it off? Or do you want Val to do it, or do you want me to do it?
I want to do it.
Okay, you do it.
All right, but okay. All right. Well, how about that? I'm lost. Looks like we'll have to stop and ask for directions. Dad did not say that on the car on Father's Day.
You know, our father, though, do you remember what he said? Because I'm going to get it tattooed on my arm.
Remind me.
He used to always say, "We may be lost, but we're making good time."
It's because he drove 80 everywhere.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get lost, but making good time tattooed on my arm with Dad's name and year of birth and year of death.
Oh, very
like that.
nice. All right. Another thing Dad didn't say on Father's Day. You know, Pumpkin, now that you're 16, you'll be ready for unchaperoned dates. Won't that be fun?
Nope.
Oh.
Things Dad never said. Here's a credit card and the keys to my new car. Go crazy.
Wouldn't it be nice if Dad said these things?
All right. Though Dad did always hand us money and the keys to the car, though.
He did. He would. Yeah.
Wow.
Our dad was really good about stuff.
Wow.
Now, Mom didn't think we should be unchaperoned in car dates until we were 40.
Mom thought she never wanted us to go like into town to Patterson's to go skiing. But she was always afraid that, Val drove first because she's older. I'm just doing that because it's my birthday. She was always worried we'd die and never make it home or something because she never wanted us to go anywhere or have any fun.
So what did that result in? Us lying about going to town.
No.
We still went.
All right. Another thing Dad didn't say. What do you mean you want to play football? Figure skating not good enough for you, son? Huh? Your mother and I are going away for the weekend. You might consider throwing a party.
Did it anyway.
Can we fess up to the two big parties we threw when Mom and Dad were gone?
Well, might as well.
I want to hear.
All right. So now it's called the Chweel Motel, but when we were kids, our parents owned it and it was called the 49er. A lot of people remember that. And Mom and Dad would go away. We were teenagers and leave me and Val in charge of the motel. What do you think we did?
Wow.
They were intended to be small until everybody found out.
And all the kids in town would show up at so the one of them, we had a chimney fire.
Mm-hmm.
Fire department came, left, never told our parents. There's probably 40 kids running around the place. And then the next one, we had a fight, didn't we?
I don't remember the fight one. I just remember the chimney fire one.
Wow. And the fire department didn't tell your parents?
No, isn't that awesome?
I'm sure they knew Mom well enough to know that.
Those kids will be dead. I don't want that on my shoulders.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
Shout out to Carly this morning. Thanks for listening, Carly.
All right. Woohoo, woohoo. We're stacking them up.
We are.
My girlfriend not on there?
Yeah, your girlfriend's there too. Good morning,
Okay.
Marion. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss Marion. She's one of the faithful.
Yeah. She better be.
But not Marion faithful.
All right. Here's another one Dad wouldn't say. Well, I don't know what's wrong with your car. Probably one of those doohickey thingies. You know that makes it run or something. Just have it towed to the mechanic and pay whatever he asks. No son of mine is going to live under this roof without an earring. Now quit your belly aching and go to the mall.
One thing you never got, Scott.
An earring to go with the long hair? No. I do remember, though, being out, like if we were out somewhere when I had the really long hair, we'd be out somewhere and Dad would run into a friend and he would introduce me as his daughter.
That's funny. He introduced me as his son.
And then the best dadism. I wanted the keys to the car, and he told me if I cut my hair, I could have the keys to the car. And I said, Dad, but Jesus had long hair. And he says, yep, and Jesus walked everywhere too.
Good comeback.
Oh, it was like lightning too. I didn't even have a chance. Dad, Jesus had long hair. Yep, and he walked everywhere. Another thing Dad didn't say on Father's Day, what do you want to go and get a job for? I make plenty of money for you to spend. All right. And the last one on Father's Day. Oh, don't worry about it. No big deal. I don't need a present. And then the direct one following after that is nice tie. There you go. Scott's things Dad would never say on Father's Day. All right. Top 10 things to do while giving blood. Who wants that?
Ooh.
I'll do it.
Do it.
All right. Tap that vein.
Number 10. Watch the bag fill. Oh, you could also hyperventilate.
I've done both of those.
That was just when they put the needle in, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pull the tube out of the bag and drink from it.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Well, that would really freak them out, wouldn't it? You're 86 for life from the bloodmobile.
I think they'd be more shocked if you took the tube out of someone else's bag and started drinking it.
Again?
I'm gonna check Chuck's blood.
Oh, just my type.
You had cauliflower.
And Marion's out there moaning.
You could race to see who fills their bag first if you're there with Scott or Chuck. Competition.
Mm-hmm.
Pump that ball harder.
I think everybody's heard the story when I was doing it, and she held up the bag and she says, it takes 10 minutes usually, and it's only been 5 and you're done. And she showed me the bag of blood and I passed right out.
Oh, that's funny.
Uh-huh.
You could also puncture the bag near the top and see whether they pull the needle out of your arm before the blood spurts out. While they're not looking, you could substitute a bag of orange liquid and complain they gave you too much tang. Oh, this could be really fun.
Yes.
Number 4, you could insist that you want to give 2 pints.
Take more.
Number 3, you could do as Scott did and just faint. Number 2, tell them you saw the bag twitch.
I did see the bag twitch. Actually, my bag of blood twerks.
And then, if you want to clear the whole place, just yell, hey, you can use that needle on the last guy.
Oh.
Shouldn't we each be getting our own?
It's okay. Recycled needles are a fine thing.
Right. Hey, so speaking of June 21st, that is, I believe, Wednesday, there is a blood drive right here in Chihuahua at the in front of Dad's Espresso.
Good segue, Chuck.
Yeah.
Hail to the king, baby.
Wow.
That's from
so you could test all these out. Tomorrow?
There you go.
Oh, can you imagine how much trouble we'd be in?
One of the people on the blood bus will go, I'm never going back to Chihuahua. Do you realize we had 25 people faint today? And then that guy drinking out of the blood bag.
Yeah. Do you realize there's vampires in Chihuahua?
All right.
That would be
Chuck
fantastic.
Ritchie with signs Scott's finally broke.
Right. American Express calls and says, leave home without it.
I usually do.
Your idea of a 7-course meal is taking a deep breath outside a fine restaurant. Been there. Where you just put your hands on the glass and look in all sad. Can I get a bite? That looks good.
I want some food, please.
You look so pitiful.
Didn't I? It's my sad face.
Please don't do this one. You're formulating a plan to rob the food bank.
You might have just started something, Chuck.
I think we need a disclaimer for this whole episode. You've rolled so many pennies, you formed a psychic bond with Abe. Long distance companies no longer call you to switch. Your credit card companies raised the rates from 6.9 to 34.9%.
34?
Wow. They would if they would let them.
Yes.
You see your roommate as a large fried chicken in tennis shoes.
Run, Marion, run. Especially if he wants you extra crispy.
They're always after me, nuggets. Keep going.
Yeah, Scott, remember the other day you received that airdrop aid package from Europe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please send more airdrops.
That was cool. Your baloney has no first name.
I've heard that before.
You rob Peter, then rob Paul. Wow. You finally clean your house.
I do have some Jewish blood, you know.
Oh.
Wow. You finally clean your house, hoping to find change. Come on,
My
couch
car.
cushion.
I've literally done that before. Have you ever done that where you didn't have enough money for something and you run out to your car and start digging for change?
And you find that last quarter that you needed? Yeah.
Yes.
Very satisfying. You think of a lottery ticket as an investment.
I do.
Who doesn't?
This one's relevant. You give blood every day for the orange juice. just not
Fair
too much
trade.
paying. McDonald's supplies you with all of your kitchen condiments.
And silverware.
Actually, they do.
I'm going to go with Taco Bell for that one. The neighborhood dog stopped sniffing at your pockets. And now you've lost your best friend.
All right. Signs that Chuck's car might be a lemon. This is what I call payback.
That's fair.
All right. Motor Trend never mentioned a Chevrolet Caca. Your car was manufactured in Zinjinkin, Kyrgyzstan. Your passenger side airbag is actually Donald Trump crammed inside your glove box. All right, 2 words. Pontiac Sunkissed. Changing the preset radio stations on your Prius voids the warranty.
Yeah, it does.
Oil spills on your driveway prompt a visit from Greenpeace.
Environmental hazard.
Yeah. His car has spent more time on 60 Minutes than on the road.
Wow. That's usually for a completely different reason unrelated to the car.
Oh, okay. His car was disqualified from a soapbox derby for lack of structural integrity.
Oh. You're a danger to yourself and others.
He has a bicycle pump in his car required to inflate the airbags. He has Jaws of Life inside the trunk. Mm-hmm. His hood ornament, an ostrich with its head in the sand.
That would be cool.
Yeah. When you sit behind the wheel of Chuck's car, a nerdy space billionaire voice asks, "Where do you want to go today?" And the last thing wrong with your car, when you realize it's a lemon, you realize too late that it's your father's Buick.
Oh.
Our parents always had the Buick.
Yes.
They always had a Buick, yes.
Yes, and that's why me and Val let Marion into the family, because what does she drive?
A Buick. I want to do a quick hello this morning to Catherine, who's listening, and she said that when we were talking about the blood bank drive, she said she'll be there.
Ooh,
She
cool.
will. All right. I wonder which one she's going to try.
Hi, Catherine.
It's going to be horrible if somebody actually takes the tube out and starts drinking their own blood. Or Chuck's.
I would do a lot for laughs, but not that.
Not that, huh?
Sharon's not pleased with the blood bank jokes over here.
Oh, has Sharon joined us this morning?
She has. I didn't know if we wanted to wait till the break. I didn't want to cut in.
Oh gosh, no. Get her on the camera. I got to talk to that lady.
Okay. We're gonna.
You will not keep her in the corner.
Wow, Chuck. Wow.
Nobody keeps Sharon in the corner.
That's
Wow.
right. There she
Chuck
is.
Ritchie, ladies and gentlemen. Won't let Sharon join the show. Good morning, Sharon Ludwig.
Good
morning, Sharon.
morning.
Morning,
Scott.
Sharon.
Good morning, Val.
All right. And a big happy birthday to Sharon. Happy birthday, Sharon.
Yes. Happy birthday.
And happy birthday to Scott. We share a birthday.
Yes. We've always talked to you've never been on the radio on our birthdays before,
No, we
have you?
haven't, but we've
Yeah.
always said we should.
We should. Well, here we go.
That's right.
All right. And for you, Sharon, the first thing I wanted to share with you is the horrible birthday card Val sent me.
Oh.
She's been dreading this moment.
I have. I'm like, don't make me look bad in front of Sharon.
Scott's been waiting for this all morning.
Really?
He's been. Yeah.
All right.
He's excited.
All right. Forget about the past. You can't change it. Forget about the future. You can't predict it. Forget about the present because I didn't get you one.
That compares nothing to the worst or meanest birthday card you ever sent me.
Yes. Oh, it is the world's most perfect birthday card.
Yes.
Do you want to tell the story?
It said on the front, you remember when Mom used to dress us funny? And then you open it up and says, you can quit now.
And the worst part of it is, it was so totally true.
Oh, our mom used to dress us really funny.
I've got a picture somewhere I buried where I'm in a pink shirt with red, white, and blue plaid pants.
Ooh.
I
You
bet,
know, like the golfer's pants?
yeah,
Yes.
I bet she let you just pick out your own clothes.
Oh! Ow.
It was
Wow.
what, the 70s?
It was very 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
see
Some
that.
birthday jokes that I shouldn't do.
Do them anyway.
What kind of music is scary for birthday balloons?
Pop
Pop goes the
goes
weasel?
the weasel.
What did you say, Chuck?
I said Pop goes the weasel.
That's what I
Sharon?
said too.
What kind
I
of
have
music?
No clue.
No clue. How about pop music?
Oh.
Dad jokes.
Why does Sharon get heartburn every time she eats birthday cake?
That's a good question. Do I eat too much?
No, she forgets to blow out the candles.
Oh. Very good.
All right, sorry. What does it mean if no one shows up to your birthday party?
You get all the presents, and you get all the cake, and you get all the ice cream.
And you get to eat it too. There you go.
That's true.
And my last one. Why are birthdays good for your health?
Well, it's better than the alternative and not having another one.
Pretty
That's
close.
true.
Yeah.
Studies have shown that people who have birthdays actually live longer. You got that here, folks.
It's a guarantee.
Say what?
It's a guarantee. I heard Marion laughing in the background.
All right, Chuck, do we have look at the birthday calendar early.
Okay.
Do we have any other local birthdays for June 20th?
We do. You have to give me a second. I put the camera on top of the birthday calendar here.
Oh,
there we go. That was smart of
watch
me, right?
Things wobble.
I know, right? Okay, we have, believe it or not, it is Sharon Ludwig, Scott Schlafman, Tesla Lane, and Terry and Colby Dollar have an anniversary today.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
If you see them around town, point and laugh and tell them we were talking about them on the radio.
That's right. And
did
let
it.
them know the dire news that they share a birthday with Scott.
That's good news. That's
That's
good news.
good news.
I like how she didn't leave Sharon out of it though at all, did she?
I didn't mention Sharon.
All right. Do you guys kind of feel funny lately? Maybe like the ground under your feet isn't very stable? Maybe
Well, I mean,
getting dizzy
generally,
for no
yes.
reason at all?
Happens occasionally, but I just thought, it was a hereditary factor, Scott.
Well, there is a scientific group out there called GRACE. I'm not going to explain what the acronym is, but it's a combination of German and American scientists, and they've been measuring things. In fact, their new study has revealed that the Earth has tilted an extra 31.5 inches. So if you guys feel a little funny,
Like you have a lilt?
like you're lilting, it's over the past 17 years. So obviously you're not noticing it. But the Earth is at more of a tilt, and they've come up with 2 reasons why the Earth is tilting more. But they don't know what could possibly happen. We might all fall off it if it's actually flat.
Yeah, right?
But they say it's the melting of the polar ice caps and the depletion of groundwater.
It's throwing everything off kilter, huh?
Yes, we've got a little lean, and not in a good way.
And you know, it's been a while since I read this, but there is some evidence that the Earth has tilted before on its axis. You know, probably way before humans were on it, but just because of different factors. So, you know, looking at core samples and things like that, they think that it probably did.
Ooh.
Wow.
You're so smart, Val.
That's why she's on the show with you, Scott.
Ooh.
You got to balance things out.
Everybody stays on the one side of the room and my ego on the other.
Just to balance things out, yeah.
So we can achieve level. All right. Let's see. Let's move along this morning. Since I've got 3 of you in the studio, it's time for trivia. Ooh.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Yep, it's Sharon, Val, and Chuck today.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Immediately. All right.
I'm scared. Sharon's just going to sit over there all calm and kick all of our
I never
butts.
can get these.
Hey, Scott, Ken think that why the Earth is tilting now more is because you moved to Maine.
Oh. And my ego is throwing it off kilter. Is that what he's
Yeah, sorry.
Could be right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Ken.
Shut up, Wesley.
All right. Let's see. Moving along today. We've got some goodies for you for the kids for trivia questions, if I can get my computer to cooperate. First one, New York has 11, Indiana 5. They have produced more of these than any other states.
Which one had 11?
New York and Indiana has had 5. And it's a political position, fairly big one.
How about President of the United States?
No, ma'am.
Oh, darn.
You were close, though.
Secretary of State.
No.
Vice
We kind of forget about them.
Vice
They're
President?
important.
Vice President, That was a big clue.
Yeah, they're important in the beginning, and then we're like, who?
Right.
They get no press.
This is going to determine who I vote for. Oh, who was that again? Yeah.
Let's see. There are 475,000 of these on U.S. roads, but very few today.
Ooh.
Hardly any today, but most of the time, 475,000 of these on the U.S. roads every day.
But not today.
Deer.
But not so much. You might find a couple.
Like not specifically today, or just these days.
Right around this time. I can't give you too much more. It'll give it away.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So it's a vehicle.
Snowplows.
Okay.
You think you really think there's a snowplow on the road? Well, maybe somewhere.
Well, just not very many today, because it's almost
That's
solstice.
true. That is a good guess.
Yeah.
It was a good guess, Chuck.
But you're still wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Let's see. But not today. Oh, I
Maybe
don't know.
today, just a few. All right. They're
Okay.
big.
Oh, that doesn't help me. Doesn't help you guys.
I used to own one.
RVs.
What'd you say, Chuck?
An RV? RVs? Vans?
Maybe even a little bit bigger than that, but you got the right size.
That many people own a zombie mobile?
475,000 of these on the U.S. roads, and it is not a zombie mobile.
Van Halen's tour bus.
So I'll take school bus. There we
School
go.
bus. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Good
'cause
job.
School is out.
All right.
Yeah.
This is the high-low game. Sharon, you're awful quiet over there. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just not thinking.
She's
All
just
right, all
absorbing it all in and
Yeah.
enjoying herself.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You're not donating blood, are you?
Maybe.
Okay, watch Chuck.
Here, want some?
All right, this is the high-low game. I'm going to give you a statement. You tell me whether it's high or low. A kiss stimulates 6 muscles and chemicals causing relaxation.
Low.
Sharon?
What was the question again?
A kiss simulates 6 muscles and chemicals causing relaxation.
Oh, sure. That sounds good.
I think that's low.
What
think
is-
it's low?
What does low
It is
mean?
low. 29 muscles and
Oh,
chemicals.
I get it.
Yep.
I'm going to get a workout later.
Today's my birthday.
Oh.
Drew Barrymore was only 15 when she wrote her autobiography. Is that high or low?
High or low for an age? I'm going to say that as well is low.
No,
Okay.
I think it's
I mean, high. I think that's high. I'm sorry.
I think that's high.
I think
Okay.
she was younger than that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with everyone else because
And wow, you're all wrong.
Oh.
Drew Barrymore wrote her autobiography at the age of 14. Wow. Yeah.
Isn't that what?
Yes,
isn't
I had
that
some
what we said?
experience. It was 8 pages.
We said that was
That's what we said.
that was.
That's
too
what we
high.
said. We
Yeah.
said that she was younger than that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What your
Well, then
question-
you're all right. Let me reverse that. Hold on. How do I do? Okay, there you go. Yay! Everybody got it right.
You just wanted us to be wrong.
Losers. Over their lifetime, the average person will eat 5,700 pounds of food. Is that high or low?
50. Oh, that would be low.
Yeah, I think that's low also.
5,700 pounds.
The food.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with low. I'm gonna go with everyone.
You're going to eat. All right, you guys are all right. It is low.
Yay.
So how much food do you think in pounds does the average person eat?
19,000.
And we're talking their lifetime or did you
Their
say
lifetime, not at lunch, Val.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know that I can easily put away 19,000 calories in a day, but
60,000 pounds. It's 60,000 pounds is what
I
the
was going to
average
guess
person eats.
57 since we went from. I was going to
Oh.
say 10 times that. Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
All right, last one of the high-low game here. Footprints left on the moon by astronauts are expected to last 2 to 3 billion years. Is it a high or low?
I'm going to say high.
I think that's high.
Sounds just right to me.
Right?
Actually, the astronauts' footprints are expected to last for 10 million years.
That's still pretty impressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, by then maybe they'll get hit by an asteroid or something. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot can happen in 10 million years.
We won't even know.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. All right, another trivia question. More workers call sick on Friday than any other day of the week. What day of the week has the lowest percent of absenteeism?
The lowest
Wednesday.
percent?
Yeah, I was going to say Wednesday.
I think, Wednesday.
And I get to do it again.
Oh. I'm changing
Tuesday.
to Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh, I was going to change
Tuesday.
to Tuesday.
All right. It's been, but I know which day you guys aren't showing up this week. I noted that the odors of lavender, licorice, chocolate, donuts, and pumpkin pie can do what to a man?
Turn him on.
Well,
Wow, Val, really?
Sounds like it makes him hungry.
Yeah, I said turn him on.
Great, I'm turned on all the time then. All right. What do they do? Chuck and guess. What do they do?
I'm going to say they
Those odors.
I'm going to say they relax somebody. Relaxing.
It's more of a physical reaction in the body.
Lower blood pressure.
That could be increased blood flow.
Oh, okay.
What did I say? I said turn it on.
Okay, Val.
Hail to the king, baby.
There you go. All right. That does it for trivia. Since I had it ready, I'm going to do this real quick before we go to break. It's what Scott thinks about in the shower.
I have to say, Scott, on camera, your face was turning red on that one. Like it's almost as red as your shirt.
And his background.
Don't say it, Val. All right. This morning, first thing I thought in the shower is, 50% of Scotland is land. It's 8 letters. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
The rest of it's yours.
All right. This one's for you, Val. The youngest picture of you is also the oldest picture of you.
And I'm quite well preserved.
Let's see. A building is called a building even after it's finished being built. Yeah. Ponder that.
Yeah.
You don't actually wash your hands. They wash each other while you watch them. Kind of creepy.
That is. Wow.
Except for Chuck, he doesn't wash his hands. Oh, all right, last one. How come you're a peach is a compliment, but your bananas, Val, is an insult? All right. So we're going to go to break. Thank our sponsors. Play some news. When we come back, Sharon, will you give us an update of what's going on at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts? And maybe we could talk about the fundraiser the town had for you and Gino in a little bit. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Stay right here. Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7. Stay here.
You're listening to 102.7. KCHW, Chihuahua.
It's 8:07.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Chihuahua, Colville, Kettle Falls.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, June the 20th, 2023. I'm Mike Clifford. Over the weekend, Florida Governor and Republican presidential hopeful Ron DeSantis visited Nevada and spoke at a fundraising event. While the RNC has not yet finalized its primary calendar, Nevada state law calls for its primary to be held on February the 6th. That would likely place it just behind Iowa, one of the first to vote states.
Last week, progressive elected and community leaders from Nevada and Florida met virtually to discuss what they're calling the extreme anti-freedom agenda being pushed by DeSantis. Former Florida Congresswoman Debbie Mucarcel Powell says in Florida, DeSantis puts the public safety of communities at risk every day. She says in April, he signed a near-total abortion ban behind closed doors.
This outrageous attack on reproductive freedom will hurt the most vulnerable populations here in need of care. And make no mistake, if he's elected to be president, Ron DeSantis will push for the same near total ban at the federal level.
While Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo has aligned himself with DeSantis when it comes to what some have called loose gun laws, Lombardo also has signed a measure prohibiting the state from helping in the arrest or extradition of someone charged in another state for abortion-related crimes. I'm Alex Gonzalez reporting.
Now from Reuters, a U.S. judge in Florida Monday ordered defense lawyers for former President Donald Trump not to release evidence in the classified documents case to the media or the public. The order from U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinert also put strict conditions on Trump's access to the materials. It specified Trump shall not retain copies, and he may only review case materials under the direct supervision of defense counsel or members of the defense counsel's staff. Snowmelt from this winter's heavy storms threatens significant flooding, and conservation groups are calling for large-scale restoration of wetlands to help absorb excess water.
In April, the Biden administration recommended more than $60 million go to projects in Northern California. Janelle Kelman, founder of the nonprofit Center for Sea Rise Solutions, says the escalating climate crisis with its weather whiplash is a serious threat.
This funding could serve as a critical resource, enabling communities to construct resilient infrastructure that will safeguard today against rising sea levels, but also in the future around the increased storm intensity that we are now experiencing.
It's estimated that 90% of the state's wetlands have been lost, but efforts are underway to restore them and in traditional floodplains, like seasonally wet meadows in the Sierra foothills. I'm Suzanne Potter.
Some state projects in the works include efforts to reintroduce beavers so their natural dams can divert water. This is Public News Service. July 1 is the official start date for Medicaid expansion in states like South Dakota, but health organizations say those who fall under new eligibility guidelines can start applying ahead of time.
Last fall, voters gave their consent for the state to use federal incentives to expand the public health coverage program. Sarah Huska is an American Heart Association volunteer who previously worked with the South Dakota Department of Social Services. She says in her experience helping determine Medicaid eligibility, it appeared to be a daunting and nerve-wracking process for applicants navigating these waters for the first time.
It is, a book we hand you. And while if someone goes through it with you who knows it becomes approachable. But it is still a difficult application for people to approach when they haven't been trained on it.
To avoid getting frustrated and giving up, she says it's important to seek a helpful voice. You can reach out to the department's customer support team for guidance or by calling the state's 211 helpline. Local navigators also can be found through the website getcoveredsouthdakota.org. I'm Mike Moen.
Medicaid expansion in South Dakota expected to provide coverage to an extra 52,000 people across the state. And if you've never heard of PBMs before, you probably are not alone. Starting next month, Hoosiers are expected to quickly learn all about pharmacy benefit managers.
It is important to understand what happens during the time your medicine is manufactured and before it is dispensed. Antonio Chacha is president at 3 Axis Advisors and is a leading health policy expert. He says we have a highly dysfunctional drug distribution system which spits out increasingly inflated medicine prices.
Drug manufacturers sell drugs to wholesalers. Wholesalers sell drugs to pharmacies. They are ultimately compensated by PBMs on behalf of insurance companies, whose fiduciary obligation is to shareholders and to make more and more money.
I'm Joe O'Leary reporting.
Finally, Erica Lattis lets us know the Bureau of Land Management is investing $161 million to restore public lands in Colorado and in 10 other western states.
Liz Rose with the Theodore Roosevelt Conservation Partnership says after a long history of development, prolonged drought, and wildfires, BLM managed lands need help.
Strategic investments in Colorado's wild and valuable landscapes makes Colorado a better place for hunting, fishing, recreating, and making a living.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here's on radio stations big and small, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We're here with Scott Allen, Val Hunter, and Sharon Ludwig. Sorry, Sharon. I got tripped on my voice. It's our birthday extravaganza today. It's Scott and Sharon's birthday. Happy birthday, everybody.
Thank you.
So what, do you have any big plans for your birthday?
No.
No?
This was my big plan of the day.
Aw.
Mine too.
You can go home and go back to bed.
Probably not.
All right, as we get started on this next segment, I want to talk to Sharon a little bit. Sharon, you recently had, and I'm sorry that I wasn't there for it, recently had a fundraiser. Can we have an update of how Gino's doing and how your fundraiser went?
Okay. Well, I don't know if everybody knows, but Medicare will pay for 100 days, consecutive days in the hospital. And then you either have to go home or you have to be in a care center that it's not skilled. It's just keeping you there, kind of. And this for 60 days. Then you could go back in the hospital and for another 100 days, which is kind of a little different. But he went in January because he broke his leg. And they thought just immobilizing it would heal it. Well, it didn't heal. Then he had to have surgery, and then he had to be immobile. And he still can't walk or anything. He's still immobile. They actually took out his artificial hip because he's been fighting infection for the last 5 years in it, and they want to have time to heal, and then they want to do another surgery to put an artificial hip back in, and then he'll be able to walk. Well, he's getting well. His leg is healing. X-rays show he's healing. The infection level's coming down, but he has a PICC line, and Medicare considers that skilled nursing. So even though we've paid for part of April, May, and June's care, that isn't part of the 60 days. His 100 days ran out the end of April, and until that PICC line's out, which is probably next Monday, then we start counting 60 days, and then Medicare will pay again. And then he'll be able to go in and have surgery and have a hip joint put back in, and then he'll be able to walk. And care is $9,000 a month for convalescent care. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a bit expensive, and we did not ask for help. I was driving somewhere, and Sherry Freeman called me and said, "We'd like to have a little fundraiser for Gino." And I said, "Oh, okay, what do you have in mind?" And she said, "We're just going to put out some donation jars at the Park Avenue Play." And I said, "Oh, okay, that sounds good," thinking that we'd, have donation jars. Well, then they got a big committee, and then they got carried away, and then they did a GoFundMe, and they did a dinner theater, and then they did a live and silent auction. Mm-hmm. And between those three events and money that people have just given us, we have been given by this community and friends and relatives $62,000.
Wow.
And so, 20 of that took care of May and June. Another 20 will take care of July and August. And then the other last 20 will take care of any other extra expenses that he has. But we could have depleted savings, and we could have gone into retirement, and we were planning on doing that. He's got a fund a little savings account that he's saving for a new truck. Well, it's going to take him 20 more years to get that new truck saved up. But I told him, I said, "Okay, your truck fund's going for your care. We have a CD that we keep $10,000 in that we call our funeral CD." And it's for the first one that dies. It'll cover the funeral expenses. And I said, "Okay, we're going to use the funeral CD to pay for your care. You'll be alive." But but we haven't had to touch that because we've been able to use the money that people have given us. It's just amazing.
That's
absolutely amazing.
Wow. And, Sharon, is Gino listening today first?
I don't know.
Okay.
He should
Well, he can watch
be.
the video later or whatever.
He knows I'm
But I
on.
just wanted to say, obviously you're overwhelmed by the outpouring of support, but you and Gino, the two of you, you have been, and you probably won't like this, but you guys are like the heart of Chewila, and you have touched so many lives. That's why people showered you with that love, because you've given it to this community, to individuals like myself, both of you. I mean, Gino has touched my life since I was a child, and you became so important to me when I moved back in Chewila. I love you both, and thank you to everybody that donated.
Yes, thank you, Chewila.
Well,
Yeah.
Sharon, you said people went overboard. No, they didn't.
Good one, Chuck.
Well,
and now, thanks a lot. You made me cry too.
I'm sorry. The interesting thing is that there are people we don't know. There are people that have given, and I'll say, Gino, do you know this person? He goes, no, I don't know who that is. No,
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. At the live auction, there was a man that came in, and he talked to Chris Carpenter, and he said, where is he? And she said, he's still in the care center, but that's his wife. He turned around, and he handed me a cashier's bank check for $500.
Wow.
I don't know who he was, and he didn't know who we were, and yet
Wow.
he wanted to help.
Wow.
That's
very
just,
sweet.
Yeah, that's Chihuahua. Chihuahua people
Right.
help each other. Yeah.
So now, what are your thoughts on the messed up healthcare system in this country?
Well, it really is. You know, I've been keeping a spreadsheet, which is something I do, of the charges, how much Medicare paid,
Mhm.
and how much we've had to pay. Well, the charges for the operating room, the hospital charged for this, just the operating room, not the doctor, was $190,000.
Wow.
Now, Medicare only paid $42,000, so a fifth of it. But you know, if you didn't have insurance or you didn't have Medicare, the hospital would have billed you the whole amount.
Right.
You know, and so the poor people are penalized because they don't have insurance or they don't have Medicare, and yet Medicare has a contract with them, so the hospital writes off a bunch. There's something wrong with that. You
Yeah.
know? I don't know. It's just mixed
There's
up.
something wrong with it all the way around when you look at a couple that has worked hard all their lives and paid into the system, and then in their later years of life, they have to sacrifice everything for health care. Me and Val watched this happen with our parents, didn't we?
Yeah.
Especially, and I think Val's teared up over this too. It's the same thing. My parents worked hard, owned businesses and sold them, and did that their whole life. They retire. They had this foolish dream in their head that, you know, when they passed away, they wanted to give all the kids $100,000, you know, as an inheritance when they passed away. Dad gets dementia, ends up in a home for years, and by the time he passed, because he was in for so long, and they never tried to think ahead maybe and protect some of that money by giving away inheritance early or anything like that, where they might have been. But that's kind of like cheating too. But they've created the system where you almost have to do that. But they never did anything like that. So by the time my dad passed away, my mom had $22,000 left to supplement her Social Security for the next, what, Val, 20 years?
Yeah.
You know, and that's when people balk, I think, at having free health care and things like that. We've created this system which I personally believe lets the government and the state of North Dakota took my parents' life saving because Dad had dementia, and I don't think this is right. You know, I think we got to stop. Other countries do it. Why can't we?
Other countries do it well.
And do it well. Why don't we look at the 25 countries that provide free health care to their citizens? 25 different countries doing it. We ought to be able to do a spreadsheet and figure out which ones are the best and come up with something for our own country. It's supposed to be the greatest country in the world. Nah.
We're the only first world country that doesn't.
And we have friends that just recently visited us from Australia, and they're appalled at our healthcare system, and they just don't understand it. For them, it's like, how could you? This is stupid.
You mean you don't go to the doctor because you don't have money?
Provide?
Yeah.
And they pay. I mean, they're very wealthy, so they pay a huge amount in taxes. And Brad kind of mentioned them to that. It's like you're paying, and they're like, it's our duty. And it's also our responsibility, and it's our honor to make sure that everybody in our country has their basic needs covered. And just that attitude of, it's our responsibility, it's our duty, and we're glad we have it.
Well, when I talk to other people from other countries, they're appalled that people don't go to the doctor because they can't afford it. They're like, what do you mean you can't afford it? What is that? What do you mean not affording the doctor? How do you justify that? Because, well, I don't have money. They're like, why do you need money to go to the doctor? Because we have to pay money. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
And well, wrapping that all up, Sharon, is your GoFundMe page still open?
It is. But,
okay.
I think we're just fine.
Aw.
But some things like sometimes people just do things. We had an oil change and they wrote on the bill, "Our gift, please get well."
Wow.
Wow.
The dog, my dog groomer called me and said, "I think it's time for your dog to have a haircut, and I want to do it for free."
Aw.
So, just people are so kind.
Wow. Well, I want to say too, and in addition to all the help for you guys, because you're amazing, this to me shows really the value of volunteers in our community and people that help in that they are appreciated.
Yeah.
Everybody sees it and appreciates it and knows that we need you in our community. So.
Well, and we didn't volunteer for years, so we'd get paid back.
No, but it just.
But I also know how good it feels to give.
Right.
And
exactly.
so I'm humbled by all these people that are able to, because somebody has to get for somebody to give.
Right.
And so this is our time right now that we're on the getting.
Yeah.
Which I'd never planned on getting.
And I talked to somebody recently who has a really tough time receiving help. Mm-hmm. And I said, I think it's almost selfish of you to refuse people's help. It's something that they're giving, and for you to refuse to accept that, to me is, it's kind of selfish. People are doing it because they want to, because they love you, because they see your struggle. And I know it's a big journey for people just to be willing to accept that, especially you and Gino, who are so used to giving. And sometimes it's a lesson in life that you need to be willing to accept and receive. And so, it's a hard lesson sometimes, but yeah, just being in that space of, I love you, thank you so much. Yeah.
Paul said he was the auctioneer at the auction.
Oh my goodness, he was wonderful, wasn't he?
He wasn't he?
That was so funny.
Yeah, and he would say things like, give more than it's worth because you love Gino. And then he said, well, if you don't love Gino, give because you love Sharon. That was great.
Well, you know what this is for you. You guys got to experience this in the most positive way. It's called karma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Karma has turned around and kissed you back. So once again, just for everything you and Gino do, accept what people are giving you and savor it, enjoy it with the intent which it was given and shared. There you go.
Yep.
Well, and one last note, some people don't have to give, we've had gifts of $25 and we appreciate those just as much as somebody that gave us $5,000.
Right.
And we also have people that have written notes and said they're praying for us. And that's a great gift, the prayers that people give for each other. I think.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Take it all, right?
Yes,
all
that's
that
right.
positive energy.
Yeah.
All right. I imagine you've been staying busy with all this stuff, but you've got another passion that you've poured your heart into for years and years and years, and that's PACA and the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. Have you been staying busy at the center?
Oh, yeah. I've got a pile 2 feet high on my desk of things I need to get to. Yeah.
So give us a rundown what the current status of the center is, anything you might need, and shows that are coming up. Let's talk about that.
Well, summer's kind of our slow time. So we are going through the other costumers and we're going through all the props and all the costumes and, sorting things and getting rid of stuff and cleaning up. And we're doing outside cleanup and inside cleanup. The Saturday group put up a drape along one wall this last weekend, and that horrible storm we had took down all kinds of branches in the back where we call it the PACA Park, anyway, along the creek. And I had my grandson help me, and it took us about 5 hours between 2 days for the two of us to clean up all the branches and everything. And So it's just a working time, summer times. Janet is going to have our summer theater school.
Nice.
That'll be in July. And that's just a 1 week school. I didn't bring any paperwork, so I think it's like 9 to 2 or 3 every day. And then they'll have shows on Saturday. That I think it starts, the 15th? Is that right? No, that ends the 15th. Must start the 10th. Don't take my word for anything.
No, it got misentered on the community calendar. I know through the chamber, and it was set up for June, so that it might have confused some people. So it's just good to stay tuned in, because we'll be updating you as we get closer. But you did not miss Children's Summertime Theater.
Yeah, I accidentally announced it once because it was on the calendar, and I'm like, I saw a month that began with Jay.
Didn't I send you an email or something?
You did. I got a message from Sharon. That's not this week, Chuck. That Stage Time Summer School is actually July 10th through the 15th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Hey, I was really close.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any shows being planned that are coming up in the future that you can talk about?
My plan was to print off my information and bring it with me. And I did not follow that plan.
You just wanted to have fun for your birthday, huh?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, I do know that we're planning 3. Park Avenue Players is planning 3 shows next year. They're doing a Christmas show. I believe it's a radio type show, and I think we're doing something in conjunction with the radio station, aren't we?
Yes.
One of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a radio play in production. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, and then they're doing the Church Basement Ladies. I guess it's a comedy in the winter. And then or maybe that's the spring one. And then Joe Wilzinski's written a play that I read that's quite cute. It's called something about Cut the Tamarack, and we're going to do that one too. So
nice.
Yeah.
Is that Joe's one act? Or is
No,
that's a full length one.
Oh, maybe it is his one act. Maybe.
Okay.
And I don't know if we're doing the one acts. I heard through the rumor mill that we might not be doing one acts.
Yeah, there were.
So we're going to probably encourage people to go up and do them with the Woodlands. They're doing some one acts.
Okay,
I guess.
cool.
So it's nice that we have so much theater around.
Right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Now, Sharon, is there ability for groups when that are planning something to rent the center and put on an event at the center itself?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I think we're very reasonable. It's $50 to rent it for 4 hours or less. It's $100 for a full day. I think that's a reasonable fee.
Yeah.
You do have to have insurance, and if you don't have your own group insurance, we have a few insurance companies that you can get one-day insurance through, which is probably a couple $100, just the same as renting the Civic Center from the city is. You have to have insurance. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think the city's doing something about that to make it either easier or less expensive.
Oh, really?
Or maybe even eliminate the need
Well,
entirely.
good. That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I know that the center's been constantly evolving since you guys bought the building, and you have your work parties every Saturday. Where are you at in the phases? What's the next project the center is looking at, and what kind of help might you need?
Okay, so we are starting to do some groundwork to apply for a major grant next winter to do the lobby foyer on the south side of the building. And it's going to include concessions, patron restrooms, a art lobby or a big lobby, and it will be a nice addition. And then we'll be able to reconfigure the inside of the building. And anyway, that's our next phase is the lobby entrance on the south. Yeah.
Very
Anything
cool.
else you might have had that you wanted to talk about today that I haven't touched on?
No, but if anybody ever wants to come and help, we've got things every Saturday. Almost every Saturday. We meet from about 8:30 to noon. We use skilled labor. We use unskilled labor. We use supervisors. That's what I get to do lots of times. We use people to help clean up the grounds. We use people to help sort. We just use anybody who wants to come and help. And we've had people just show up, and it's really kind of fun to have people come and help us. You know, yeah.
No, you did the sound class and the light class.
Yes.
Are there any more classes coming up?
I think Joe is planning some, but I'm not sure
Okay.
what. I think he wants to have an additional sound and additional lights classes, but I'm not sure what else.
Great.
Yeah. I know that we'd like to have like a director's class.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica said he taught one of those a few years back, and it was so good. I found out I did never want to be a director. Yeah.
Are you saying in all these years you've never directed a play, Sharon?
No. I've been in them. I've helped produce, but I've never directed. I don't want to do that. Yeah.
I think you're selling yourself short. All right, question for you, Chuck. Since you guys kind of teased it, this radio play thing you're talking about, is this something that would be broadcast live as well as being performed at the center?
Yes, it is. Yep, we'll do it live on the air, and then we'll have recordings that can be played through our Facebook page, radio station website, and I believe, oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank here. Catherine Patton, I believe, is going to be directing it, and she has some other stuff in store. I don't want to say too much for spoilers, and because I'm still not 100% sure on the details. So,
but it's going to be just another one of those things where I wish I was there.
Right?
Yes, you will.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. I mean, she is going to go all out. It's going to be like a full, 6 weeks of rehearsals. The whole real deal. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome. All right.
You know, there are airplanes that fly this way, Scott.
Yep. Oh, and also too, I was in discussion with one of the public radio stations in Spokane that are interested in playing it as well.
Excellent.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's something that, we did it that one time right before COVID. And it's something that there's a few places in the country that are still doing radio plays. Mainly LA Theater Works is probably the biggest one. And the ones people hear on Sunday nights around 10, we do a new LA Theater Works show most weeks. A couple others across the country. But it is a rarity to have a live radio show. What I thought was funny when we did that one at Christmas and the soft opening for the theater at the radio station is, maybe I think at the most we had probably 20 people sitting in the audience because it was a part of the Christmas festival. There were people coming in and out. But what I was amazed is after it was over with, all the people that came up and said, "Can I be in the next one?"
Right.
So
speaking of this Sunday at 10 p.m. is going to be the Picture of Dorian Gray. Is our LA Theater Works play for the week. Yeah.
I've noticed you've been playing some scary ones, Chuck.
I know I have been. Sorry, I've been going through the list and I did Frankenstein and I did Dracula. I've been doing some good ones.
All right. You're one of those people that wants to have Halloween in the summer too?
Every month should be Halloween. Well, last Sunday we did Macbeth, so we veered away and did a little Shakespeare. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are coming toward the end of the show. Val, will you roll out today's goofy holidays, and then we'll finish up things today with a little odd news.
Sure thing. So for your birthday, the goofy holidays that go along with it are American Eagle Day. Is that like the the clothes company? Clothes company, American Eagle Day?
Or how about like an actual American eagle?
I don't know. That's weird. It is Hike with a Geek Day. Perfect for Scott's birthday.
You want to go hiking with us?
It's a slow pace. That's all I'm going to say.
Marion's going to take you on a little walk later.
Oh.
She does at least 3 times a day.
Ice cream soda day. Sounds yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we could do that.
Yeah. Vanilla milkshake day. What about you, Sharon? Are you like any of those, ice cream soda or vanilla milkshakes?
Yeah, ice cream sounds really good.
I don't know if I do both of them though. That might give give you a tummy ache.
Oh, there you go. Plain yogurt day.
Wow, these aren't very good snacks.
Plain yogurt.
Vanilla milkshake day and plain yogurt.
It just sounds like a very vanilla-ish day.
You know, there was a time when vanilla was considered a luxury saved for like royalty, and I'm wondering when in history did vanilla become associated with plain, because it's traditionally been very exotic and a high end flavor. So.
Wow.
There you go.
And I think it should be again.
Probably when it was that, the imitation vanilla flavoring.
Probably.
That's when it became plain.
Probably.
Yeah, because French bean vanilla is an elevated vanilla.
Or maybe it was a way to like stick it to the rich, be like, Psh, your flavors, they're boring. Yeah. That's what
boring. It is New Identity Day. Can either of you use that?
Hey.
How do you know I'm not?
All right. So Chuck, if you could have a new identity, who would you be?
I do have another identity. Actually, I am Jack Buckman. Yes.
Oh.
That is my counter. That's our film.
Your
team.
alter ego?
My alter ego. That's my character in all the films that I'm doing with Kat Brooks.
Huh.
I'm it's all Jack Buckman.
Right. That's your stage name.
It's a play on Wolfman Jack. But flipped around. Yeah.
I think it might go along with being a Gemini. I spent probably 15 years in Spokane radio as Steve Knight, and got to a point where if someone was behind me and they said Scott or Steve, I turned around.
A little identity crisis there, huh?
Yeah. So Sharon, it's your birthday too. You're a Gemini. Yeah. Have you ever used a fake name?
No.
Oh, she says with a smile. Listen to that giggle.
All right. Is there anybody, if you could have a new identity, is there anybody you'd want to pretend to be?
No.
Mm.
No.
Who wouldn't want to be Sharon?
Oh.
Come on now.
There you go.
Other people want to be you, Sharon.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. It'd be kind of fun to be a little younger, but, it's nice that I'm still here and getting older.
If we were younger, though, we'd just have to do this all over again.
Well, that's true. But
yeah.
would we be smarter?
Yeah, if we could take our wisdom back with us, that'd be all right.
Yeah.
I've heard people saying, "Oh, high school, that was, if I could go back and do high school over again, that'd be so awesome." And to me, those were the worst years of my life.
Yeah, I would not.
It's like there's no way.
Yeah.
That would be like my version of hell would have to be to do high school again. So.
But you were so incredibly shy as a young lady and in high school. And then at some point in your 40s, you blossomed.
Yeah, so if I could take my wisdom back again, or the changes that have happened since high school, yes. But if I had to just go back in time and do it all over again, no.
I think it'd be wasted on the people that I was surrounded myself with at that point in time.
I remember, I'd been gone for a while, and I came back, and my sister had went from this low-key person and she tells me she's having a party at her house, and I should come out. And I show up for this party, and it literally looks like a rock concert. I mean, you turn in, she's got this really long drive into the farm, and after you come around the corner on the L, there's cars lined up all the way along to the fence in the house, and I'm like, what? And it was weird to come in and watch this. My sister had this total transformation. She was the life of the party. She's singing karaoke and entertaining her guests and doing all this stuff, and I was like, wow, what happened to my sister? And then it wasn't very long later, I had her on the radio. So.
It's like, when did my sister become me?
Well, you said you left for a little bit, so there's probably only enough ego in the area for one of you.
Oh, that's it. You nailed it, Chuck.
So when you left, it allowed her to blossom.
Once my head was gone, she could expand her own.
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, goodness.
No, when they said you have a new identity, life is good. So there you go.
There you go.
All right, let's wrap this show up. We do it with a little bacon.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
In and some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. You afraid? You look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, we always kick the odd news off with the news attack, where the first sentence is true, second sentence big fat lie. Is Sharon set up with the show prep today too?
No, she isn't. If you guys want to do the first couple, I can go do it real quick.
Well, that might be kind of tough.
Yeah,
and she's shaking her head no. So you will have to do color commentary.
Yes,
or comment on Chuck's comments.
Wow.
Remember? Did she knows? She already knows she's our filter, Chuck.
That's true. Because
we were talking about her on the radio. All right.
She listens.
First one, we'll toss that to Val. Kick us off.
All right. A study from Sweden scientifically confirmed that clapping is contagious. Unless you're in a theater showing Fast X.
See, it's contagious. You're just...
Yeah, every time you play that sound bit, I want to start clapping.
Yeah.
What exactly is Fast X? Is that the
It
Fast
is.
and Furious movie?
Yes.
Like the 10th in the Fast and Furious series, I think.
I accidentally watched that in the drive-in a few weeks ago. It was an experience.
Accidentally.
We were going for the movie afterwards, and we thought we waited long enough for the first one to be over with, but we didn't, and we got there like a quarter of the way into the movie, and I still have no idea what was going on in that movie.
Fast cars, that's all you need to know.
Like cars falling out of helicopters, falling thousands of feet into the side of a brick wall, and they go doo-doo and land on the tires and keep driving. Like, no. No.
It popped up as something to watch last night on the TV, and Marion looked at me and she goes, Fast X, does that mean there's 10 of them? And I said, yep. Yeah. And we were both horrified by that. They've made 10 of them, and I've only seen one. All right. Let's see. Chuck Ritchie, you're up next.
If you're a roller coaster lover, the world's tallest roller coaster is King Da Ka, located at Six Flags Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. It's 456 feet tall. Yep, it's so tall the funnel cake you vomit will evaporate before it hits the ground.
Yuck.
Thank goodness for those below you.
Right?
It's okay, it'll evaporate. A semi-truck carrying boxes of French fries overturned on an interstate in Provo, Utah. This is probably the most excitement a French fry has seen outside of a Happy Meal. Actually, it's the most excitement Provo's seen.
Yes. I don't know if you guys have heard this story, but a semi-truck carrying boxes of French fries overturned on an interstate outside of Provo, Utah. For a few hours, it was the world's largest serving of fries. Admission was free, but you had to bring your own ketchup.
Highway ketchup?
Try to catch up.
All right.
Someone with the Levi's company says you only need to wash your jeans every 30 to 50 wears. Wow.
You're kidding.
Wow. Yeah, that's fine until you realize you've lost count and they're now standing up on their own. Or walking.
In other news, Febreze stock just went through the roof.
Or walk into the washing machine on their own. Wow.
Study says that marriage immediately adds 4.5 pounds, and that's just the prenup.
Scientists are endorsing the idea of peeing in the shower because it will save water. Of course, they mean peeing only while you're the one taking the shower.
All right, moving along. Wacky but true. We don't add anything to these but movie sound effects. And what's this? Something just in for Sharon.
Happy birthday!
Wacky but true. I think we're up to you, Chuck.
Okay. A man working at a glass company in New Hampshire had a nice healthy lunch waiting for him in his truck until a black bear beat him to it. The man and his coworkers looked out the window of a job site to catch the thief in the act. The formidable lunch lifter shamelessly sat in the front passenger seat of the truck as it chowed down its tasty find. While the bear didn't do any damage to the truck, it did enjoy a post-lunch nap before leaving the vehicle.
You wake the bear. No, you wake the bear.
All right, that one actually available on Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, you can watch that one today. And our sound effect. Oh,
I mean, bare necessities or Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life.
All right, Chuck, overdue library book.
Oh, you want me to go again? Okay. An anonymous patron returned a book to the Niles Main Library District in Illinois that was 43 years overdue. Wow. The library said the book, The Moons of Jupiter by Margaret Wetterer, was returned after the after-hours Dropbox, and librarians attempting to check in the book discovered it had been due back in January 19th of 1980. Wow. Based off the fine schedule from 1980, the patron would owe the library $316.66 in overdue fees. However, the library has been fine-free since 2020. Whew.
Wow.
Dodged a bullet there.
I got this.
She did it. She did it. She's the one you want. All right, I was just sitting at home watching cartoons, playing video games with my cousin, and she came in there.
Glenn,
all right?
free.
Hey, I am not going to jail for you or anybody else. I have done nothing bad my entire life. Okay, so what? I downloaded a couple of thousand songs off the internet. Who hasn't?
Glenn, shut up.
No, you shut up. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, criminal.
That's a lot of anger for a $316 library.
Don't talk to me, criminal.
All right, sorry I made you go twice, Chuck.
Oh, no,
I just slipped up. It happens.
That's all right.
All right. Woman in Dayton, Ohio has a 9.5-foot werewolf statue in her yard that she bought as a Halloween decoration last October, and she's decided to leave it up all year because it's classy. Mary Simmons has been dressing the werewolf, which she named Paul, in various costumes to represent seasons and holidays. Werewolf has its own Facebook page with over 2,000 followers. That's more than me and you, Val.
I know it.
Wow. While neighbors have largely been welcoming of Paul's presence in her yard, at least one resident, Mr. Grumpy Pants, sent an anonymous complaint to the city of Dayton, which issued Simmons a warning. However, city officials said they have no plans to further enforce the werewolf's removal at this time.
You know what? Who else has a werewolf in their yard all the time?
Dracula?
Ken. Mr. Ken.
You know who should? This guy right here.
A listener of our show has his own werewolf in the yard right now.
Wow. That's amazing. I want one.
And if that bothers you, this song's for you.
Hello, the world is a song that we're singing. Everyone get happy.
All right, Val, will you give us the full details on the semi-truck and the fries so I can play a sound effect?
Oh, you bet. A semi-truck carrying boxes of French fries overturned on an interstate near Provo, Utah. The accident caused a large spill of French fries on both sides of the freeway, impacting traffic in both directions. The process of towing the semi-truck and cleaning the boxes and fries took several hours.
Well, the French fries are pretty good.
Uh-huh. That's all I had. Sorry. Chuck.
We waited for that.
Yes.
Talk
French
about
fries are pretty good,
anticlimactic there.
right? Called road fries.
Someone kicked in the door of a Florida man's apartment and took a salad from his refrigerator.
He wants me to serve the salad undressed. Lemon. Holy fruit salad.
Try to work in a plug for the new salad bar.
Ooh. You get the plug in for the new salad bar. All right, man from a small village of Paraguay returned home after 3 days away to find his family mourning a body they thought was his. Man was traveling to an area hotly disputed between a number of drug gangs. When the man did not return, his family assumed he'd met with trouble. When police found a charred body, they concluded it was him. Family held awake, but as it was happening, guess what? This happened last week, too, in another country. He showed up. And here's what one of the people at the funeral had to say.
Well, it's not as dead as we would have hoped.
I had two roommates. They were like ice climbers, right? They go on helicopter rides out to remote glaciers in Alaska and climb for weeks at a time. And they got caught in an avalanche. And one of them was really beat up. He was in the hospital. We all went into the hospital to see him and make sure he was doing okay. Other roommate was gone. Nobody had any idea where he was. Rescue crews couldn't find him. So we're in the hospital visiting the one guy, like, oh my gosh, I hope he's okay. But we're thinking, he's probably not. And then all of a sudden, hey guys, he turns around and he's in the hospital room visiting his roommate. What's going on? Everybody okay?
That's when Chuck leaned over and said,
well, It's not as dead as we would have hoped.
All right, Val, last story is all you.
All right. In Germany, a man and 3 accomplices attempted a late-night break-in at a grocery store. The security guard nabbed the main man and handcuffed him to a railing while he went after the other crooks. He got them rounded up with some help from the cops, who discovered that the handcuffed leader of the pack had broken the railing and escaped. Faced with the problem of getting the handcuffs off, did he head for a hiding place or perhaps the home of a friend who might have some tools? Well, no, this wouldn't be in wacky news if he did. He went down to the police station and asked the officer on duty to help remove them.
That's pretty smart thinking. Those guys are for sure going to have a key.
Yeah, do you have the keys to this?
What you think I am, dumb?
Yes. All right, that's our show for today. I want to thank Chuck Ritchie for getting up early and coming in so me and Sharon could have a birthday party.
Yes. It was my honor. I was happy to be here.
All right, thank my sister Val for joining live from Deer Park.
You're very welcome.
And Sharon, anything you'd like to say in closing?
No. My sister, who lives in West Jordan, Utah, texted me this morning, happy birthday, and asked me what I had planned. And I said, I'm going to be on the local radio with a DJ that we share a birthday. And she goes, that sounds like fun. Well, you know, you live in a big city, you'd never get to be on a local radio station for the morning show. This is kind of fun. Yeah.
It is fun.
Right. Yeah.
And happy birthday, you guys. Seriously.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
Yes.
This has been fun.
Happy birthday, Sharon.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Scott.
birthday.
Happy birthday!
All right. Hit the theme music, Chuck. Thank you all for being here and tuning in to Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7. Tomorrow it's Chuck, myself, and Mr. Mike Vance. We hope you'll be back. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening.
Wow! Wow! All I can say is wow! These people